Hello, I'm Loki Jorgensen, Chief Scientist of INETCO Systems. What is a transaction? Transactions are relatively well understood from a financial point of view. They're a finite activity that involves the transfer of funds from one place to another. A simple example, withdrawing money from an ATM. A bank customer requests money to be transferred from their bank account to an ATM. A request is sent, a response is received. Money is then dispensed or a decline is displayed. This request-response pair forms a typical financial transaction. And this is just the simple case. The ATM behavior is, well, relatively well understood. Transactions, though, are becoming increasingly complex with the arrival of many new technologies, bank-to-bank interconnectivity, globalization leading to highly distributed networks, and a growing dependency on third parties and outsourcing. There are an increasing number of payment mechanisms: debit, credit, point of sale, trade, currencies, and online purchasing, plus their related processes, rewards and benefit plans, interbank transfers, merchant programs, and third-party services. Now, a single transaction at the business level involves multiple transactions within the technology. This complexity brings with it a number of different viewpoints. The line of business manager sees it as a business process. The end user views it as an application. Stakeholders see their part in a service chain. IT teams view the individual request responses between the application components. There's a growing need to be able to capture this real-world complexity in a flexible fashion. One efficient approach is the unified transaction model. Each of its layers provides a view onto a critical aspect of your overall system. Applications, where end users interact; services, where resources are defined; and down at the links, where response and request messages pass back and forth. An end user makes a credit card purchase using a near-field communication-equipped smartphone. The request is passed through to the payment gateway, to the merchant acquirer, and finally on to the credit card network, where it undergoes fraud analysis. Then it reaches the issuing bank, who validates it, passes it back to the credit card network, over to the rewards program, and then finally back to the end user. In this view, there are many transaction types present, one for each level. There are network transactions, service transactions, and finally application transactions, which define the business activities. The unified transaction model defines transactions at each of these levels or views. It ties them together in a meaningful hierarchy, showing how they're related, and provides a basis for drill-down and integrated representations. With this view, instead of being overwhelmed with detail or floundering for the lack of it, stakeholders can look across the application or across the network with equal ease. The middle services level helps to define how partners and outsourced functionalities contribute. This tiered and shared view highlights interrelations between the domains. Starting from the network level, supports the inclusion of third-party contributions and still helps to define the overall end-user performance of the application. This aids in troubleshooting the problems and assessing performance from the network through to the service and up to the application. In this increasingly complex world, with the rapid adoption of service-oriented and cloud architectures, the unified transaction model simply makes sense of your financial systems. You can see what you need to see. If you have any questions about UTM, take a look at our website, www.inetco.com, or contact me directly, loki@inetco.com, or my phone, 1-604-451-1567, extension 131.